What's up, Sagittarius? How are you guys doing? It's time for your weekly check-in. We're going to see what's happening with you guys in the third week of January 2026. I don't know why in my head I almost said 2023. That's weird. I don't know. Anyway, January week 3 for Sagittarius. If any of you are in need of a personal reading, you can find all the information on how to go about doing that in the description of this video. Oh yeah, one thing I keep forgetting to announce. We put the one question readings back on my website. Remember how we always, before I started doing the general personal readings, which now that's most people's preferred reading. Like 9 out of 10 readings I do are general readings. But before I started doing that, we had full personal readings. And then we had what we call mini readings, which was the same as a full reading, except instead of 3 questions, it was 1. And we took those off. We put them back on the website now. We did that days ago. I keep forgetting to announce that. So, yeah, there's another option available on my website now. So, if you have something you want to ask specifically, if you want, you know, rather than a general, when I do the general readings, I do it like I do here. I just put 3 default intentions into it. But if you have something specific and you want something more cost effective, we have the 1 question readings back on there. So, all right, let's see how the energy is looking between Sagittarius and the person they're dealing with in the third week of January. How's it looking? How's it looking? 8 of Swords. That's interesting. That sounds like that could get a little bit spicy. Are you ignoring the shit out of this person? It's honestly, that's what hits me immediately looking at that card. Are you ignoring this person? Hang on, let's just see what else comes out. Yeah, okay. Huh. Okay, well, so it's hard to say, because I do think that this person is keeping a very close eye on you and doing little shit to see if they can get your attention. Now, either A, you are intentionally, blatantly ignoring them, or B, not even fucking paying attention to them, or whatever they're doing isn't hitting your radar. Like, you don't even realize it, you know? Like posting things directed towards you, and even if you do see it, the fact that it's directed towards you flies over your head and you don't even realize it. Or I tell you the most common one that Zoom clients, when I have a client on a Zoom call, I hear this one so frequently. They're always viewing my Instagram story, right? They blocked me on Facebook. They blocked me on TikTok or whatever, but they're always viewing my Instagram story. And they're trying to get your fucking attention, of course. Duh. You know? Maybe you're one of those people like me. I have no fucking clue who views my Instagram. I ain't got time to scroll through all that bullshit. Are you like that? Are you the same way? I ain't got time to scroll through that shit. You know, some people don't have time to open up and scroll through all their likes and all their comments and who views their Instagram story. Because 99.9% of the fucking people viewing it, I don't fucking know who they are, so I don't care. So I never look at it. Are you like me? Maybe some of you are like me and you don't even notice them viewing your Instagram story. Or it could be anything, you know what I'm saying? Like doing things to try to get your attention, or maybe you're doing it on purpose. Maybe you do notice it and you're ignoring it on purpose. I don't know, dude. I don't know, but that's the energy that I'm getting here. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces. I also have Taurus. So there's a really, really strong feeling of unfinished business here. Big time. Okay, well, that's about all. We got the 5 of Wands reversed. I don't really want to speak on that just yet, though, because The overall energy is the Ace of Wands reversed. So the action cards are reversed. So I'll set that to the side and see if it comes back out. Let's see their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions. Person Sagittarius is dealing with, what are their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? There's the Page of Pentacles again. We already know that. We talked about that in the last spread. Oh. This is telling me they've been trying to give you the silent treatment. Is that what's going on here? They were giving you the silent treatment and it didn't work. You're giving them a taste of their own medicine. Is that what's happening here? I hate to get that specific. Now, let me preface this before we move forward. When I say silent treatment, I've had some people misunderstand what that means. If you got into an argument with somebody and they told you, fuck off, I don't want to talk to you no more, leave me alone, and they blocked you, and they're not talking to you, that's not the silent treatment. The silent treatment is a manipulation tactic. I'm using my silence to dig under your skin with some sort of motive, right? To get some sort of something out of this, either a response out of you or a reaction or something, right? I'm using my silence as a weapon. That's the silent treatment. And it kind of feels to me like, for a lot of you, they're kind of getting a taste of their own medicine. That's why I'm kind of curious as to whether or not you're doing this on purpose or is it just flying over your head? I guess it doesn't matter at the end of the day, you know. They want to reconcile, I think. I think they do want to reconcile. But see, here's the question. Here's the question. Has anything changed? That's the question. That's the question. Because reconciliations are attempted all the time. 9 times out of 10, when a reconciliation is attempted, what happens? Same fucking thing that happened last time, right? Loops around and repeats the same cycle. And it's because both people involved have to bring a new energy back to the connection. Most of the time, there's at least one person who's going to come back to the connection and bring the same energy back to the table, right? They're bring the same version of themselves, doing the same things. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. So if one person comes back to the connection, doing the same thing they did last time, you already know what's going to happen. And I think that's like, with this energy right here, I think that's their outlook. I want to reconcile with you, but I'm not changing nothing. You need to change and do things my way. Then we can have a happy relationship. If you would just start doing this, or you would just stop doing that, you're the one that needs to stop doing things this way and start doing things that way. You, not me. Not me. I didn't do anything wrong, right? That's the energy that I'm getting here. So, that's about all I can say. Some of you dealing with a Leo. Also have Saggy. Could be a fellow Saggy for some of you. All right, well, let's get the advice. They're holding a grudge, too. And playing the victim. Playing the victim. Okay, let's get the advice. What's the advice for Sagittarius? Advice for Sagittarius. it's time for you to level up. Yep, it's time for you to level up. So when it's time to level up, that means you'll be tested. So there's unlimited numbers of ways the universe can test you. The universe can either bring someone from the past back into your life, or put you in a damn near identical situation or scenario and see if you do things differently. You know? That's really all I want to say with this right here. That's all I really want to say. I tell you all the time, I don't want to just tell you what to do because that won't help you. One thing you see a lot of in the tarot community. Let me paint you up a little scenario, okay? Client goes to get a reading. Client is dealing with an obviously toxic fuckwad that anybody with 2 brain cells they can rub together can see. This is not somebody you need to be fucking with. But the client doesn't really understand that. There's a lot of lessons that they haven't learned yet. So the reader tells the client, you need to stay the fuck away from this person. They are a toxic fuckwad. So client trusts the reader. I trust you. You've never steered me wrong before, so I'm going to take your advice. So that's what the client does. Well, guess what? That gave them a Band-Aid and a quick fix there for the moment. You know, that on paper, yes, that was the best move for them to make, but they didn't learn nothing from it. They don't really understand why the reader said that. So guess what? They're not going to know what to look for with the next person that comes in. So they're going to get sucked right back into the same cycle. And then they go back to the reader again. Reader tells them the same thing. This person is a toxic, deceitful little fuckbag. You need to get the hell away from him. Same thing. Okay, I trust you. And then this cycle just keeps repeating itself and repeating itself and repeating itself and repeating itself. Eventually, if this goes on long enough, you end up going to your deathbed at the same level your whole life. You never learned a goddamn thing because readers, psychics, channelers just gave you all the answers. You learned nothing, right? So I'm really big on, if I give you advice, I want you to understand the advice. I don't want you to just take my advice just because you trust me. That's not going to help you. I would rather you not listen to me. I would rather you not. If you don't believe me, if you think I'm full of shit, please go do what you want to do. Please do. All right? Go do what you think is right. Over and over and over and over as many times as it takes until you learn. I'm not judging you. I'm not going to be the one to laugh at you and say, I told you so. Because we all have to go through that. I had to go through that, you know? But it is time for you to level up. I will tell you that much. If you feel the need to have this person back in your life, go for it. But you will be tested one way or the other, whether it's with this person or someone else. So you take that and do with it what you will. This person has not changed. Let's just put it like that. Anywho, let's shift gears now. I'm doing something a little bit different this week. I want to see how things are looking between you and the new person. Sagittarius and the new person. Let's see how the energy's looking. So if you're not here inquiring about somebody you just recently connected with, this is not for you. Some of y'all dealing with a Virgo, possibly. Hang on. Got that Hermit card there. Damn it, and the 8 of Cups reversed, of course. A horse is a horse, of course, of course. And the 6 of Cups reversed. All right. Well, so first things first, this person is carrying lots of past vibrational baggage into this situation, right? But from what I'm seeing here, and this is just the general overview, I'm going to dig in deeper here in a second. Some of you may be wondering whether or not they're still in love with their ex or whether or not they've moved on. I don't think they've moved on from it, but I don't think they're trying to return back. Like, I think that they are trying to shut the door on this and move forward, but they have not released a shred of that energy. A shred of it. So some of you may be wondering about a third party potentially, or something may feel just a little bit off. And maybe this person comes across a little bit reclusive, like a little bit of a loner. You know, I think you're still trying to put a finger on whether or not everything is perfect here. It's really hard to say. Honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you straight up, I'm not seeing energy that indicates a really heavy, intense emotional connection here. Not really. Some of you dealing with a Scorpio. I have Leo, Virgo, Leo again. All right. Now let's see their energies and intentions. What's this person's truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Still heartbroken. Yeah, still dealing with some heartbreak. Very guarded, too. A little bit lonely. Yeah, a little lonely and emotionally codependent. I don't see bad intentions, though. No, I don't. I think intentions-wise, this person's very serious. And you know me, I'm not gonna fucking sugarcoat shit. I was just telling Scorpio, because I kind of told them sort of the same thing. If I see some bullshit, I'm gonna fucking tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I know there's plenty of readers out there who are scared to death of your mean comments. I'm not one of them. I don't give a fuck. I piss people off all the fucking time. I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna tell you exactly what the fuck comes through. I ain't the fucking one, okay? So when I tell you I don't see bad intentions, I mean it. I mean it. I ain't scared to fucking tell you. I think that intentions-wise, this person is very serious. In their mind, they have nothing but the best of intentions. They're ready to settle down, you know, and walk the line and have a happy, healthy, successful, loyal relationship, right? But intentions and energies are two different things. So like I said, they're still heartbroken from their last relationship that came to an end. Thus, somewhat guarded. Got that guard up. And here's where the energetic anomaly comes in. When you're lonely and emotionally codependent and guarded at the same damn time. That will create an energetic anomaly that if it's not straightened out, pretty soon it's going to take a nosedive. That's not going to get you anywhere. But at least they have good intentions. They do. They do. So, okay. Some of you dealing with an Aries. I got Virgo again. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. No, I got Cancer here. Okay. Could be anybody, y'all. Those are just energies. All right. Well, let's get the advice. Advice. What is the best advice? What's the advice? Queen of Wands reversed. Okay. There's that Three of Swords reversed again. Okay. Well, so here's the thing. Like, you always hear me say that vibration is the primary law, right? The only way two people can come together is if they share a common vibration. There's a vibrational match. Now, coming together on a low vibration isn't a guaranteed death sentence to a connection. It's only a death sentence to a connection if the two of you stay in that vibration together. Which, let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, people do. Healing is much harder to do while you're in a relationship. Much harder to do. It's very, very easy and very tempting. Not just easy, but it's tempting to distract yourself from your heartbreak. You know? It's like running to the bar and getting drunk because you're stressed out. It's like running to the dope man and getting high because you're fucking overwhelmed. When you get into a relationship because you're heartbroken from someone else because you can't handle the heartbreak. It's the same thing. And not only that, though, but when you're in a relationship with someone else, it can be very distracting and very difficult to pay attention to the things that are going on in here, you know? So what I'm saying is, if this person is capable of opening up and really letting you in at a deep level, and you all are able to connect at that deep level and go on your healing and evolutionary journey together as a team, then this would have some potential. 100%. 100%. But if not, you know, whatever. Okay, so this is what I tell my personal clients all the time. When it all comes down to it, something prompted you to come to me. Something did. And let's face it, when you have to come to me, that means there's a problem. When you have a happy life and you have everything's going good, everything's perfect, there are no problems, you don't even know my fucking name, right? Now, that's okay. I'm not saying you're doing something wrong. I'm just saying, obviously, there's a problem. Whatever it was that prompted you to come to me, whatever uncertainty, whatever nervousness, whatever lack of trust, whatever it was, that energy needs to be cleared away. You shouldn't have to come see me. Every now and then people say, oh no, I'm just curious. Well, that's a fucking problem. You shouldn't be so curious about whether or not you can trust someone that you have to come ask me. You shouldn't have to be that curious. I'm not saying you're doing something wrong by doing it. What I'm saying is that's still a problem. That still means that there's something wrong here. And again, that's okay. We just need to work on clearing that energy up. That energy needs to go away. All right? Just because I tell you somebody has good intentions, that's not going to fix the problem. Because the simple fact that you had to come to me to begin with indicates that there's some sort of energetic disconnect there. Me telling you what their intentions are isn't going to automatically fix that energetic disconnect. See what I'm saying? So whatever it was that prompted you to come to me, I would spend the next 30 days or so really digging deep to try to get to the root of that and see if you can patch that up and clear that energy up. And after about 30 days or so, feel it out and ask yourself, do I feel any better about this? Do I feel like I have any more clarity? Do I feel any more at ease and relaxed about this? Do I feel like I trust this person more? You know, and if the answer is yes, I'm feeling better about this. Okay, good, awesome. Keep it going. Keep doing what you're doing. But if not, no, not really, honestly. And it's either going to get better or it's going to get worse. So within a month, if you really feel it out, you'll probably say, no, actually, I'm even more nervous than I was a month ago. something is still off, I can't figure out what it is, I'm starting to lose sleep at night, this is driving me nuts, then you might want to ask yourself if this is a connection that I really want to continue moving forward with. Okay? There is potential, though. All right, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that my Sagittarius family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description. And for those of you that didn't catch the beginning of the video, I keep forgetting to announce this. We put the 1 question personal readings back on my website. And we used to have those up. We took those off and replaced them with the general personal readings, which the general readings have been people's #1 go-to pick for months and months and months now. But we went ahead and added the 1 question readings back on there. So if you have a specific question, when you get a general reading, I do it just like I do one of these readings here. I just put 3 of my own default intentions into it, right? So the 1 question readings, you can ask something very specifically. And it's a little bit more cost friendly than the full personal readings. That's why we used to call them mini readings back in the day. So those are back on the website now, in addition to the general readings. So there's another option available on my website. All the information is in the description. All right, y'all, I'm out of here now. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.